Alrighty then, hello everyone. In the last video where we were looking at the good, the bad and the ugly of the FreePascal ecosystem and Lazarus, I mentioned having to write a script, and what this script does is go through all the packages that get bundled into FreePascal and it writes that information. You can see this on the screen here, what it outputs, basically for each package, the short name, version and description. If you're wondering about where it gets that information from, well, we're going to look at that in half a moment. But otherwise, you can have an output to markdown text, which basically will be a table as well, but you can, that's great for something like GitHub. And the text output is what you're seeing here. So basically, inside the FreePascal source, there is a packages folder, and inside that packages folder, well, basically are a whole bunch of packages. And if we pick a package at random, there will be a file here called fpmake.pp. And if we open that with Vim, and we'll make that a bit bigger, then basically what you can see here inside this particular program then is an installer being used, and it's going to add a package, and this package has information. And so this will be a typical file here, typical package installer here you're looking at, where you can see the package name, the short name, version number, description, home page, etc. And basically what it will do is iterate through all these files and take information from them. You'll also note here that the packages are all in alphabetical order as well. That's because I like it that way. And probably the other thing you might be curious to see is that the descriptions are also indented if the description were to go over multiple lines. So we've got a few things happening in this little tiny script here, so why don't we jump into the source code? So let's start at the top of the program here, and by the program we're not looking at the individual functions just yet, but we're going to pass through the arguments and for a particular folder, and we want an output format that we're going to be using, Markdown or ASCII text. And then we will basically check, does this package folder exist? No. Then we'll show what the usage is that we want. And if it does exist, well, what we are going to do then is to build up a list of all of the directories which contain a file called fpmake.pp, which you can see here. The other thing to note here also is that we will be having this particular string list will be maintained in sorted order as well, which makes it easier for us so that when we do go to write some sort of report or output, then it will be in alphabetical order. Isn't really much to the parse arguments function, except to say what it will do is it will just parse each argument and basically look for if we've got a format specifier here to determine whether or not we're going to be doing markdown or text. And then if we don't have if the parameter doesn't start with a less double minus sign or a single minus sign, then we assume that to be the folder that we're looking at. So once we've got all the directories that we want to process, we're going to be filling in an array with information about the packages that we find in those folders. To do that, basically what we will do is load from the ppmake file in that directory, in that directory contained within this package folder. Concat paths, by the way, so what it will do is it will just takes an array of strings and just smacks them all together into a single string, so we can do the load from file function. We're going to parse the information in this file to extract the short name, version name and description. Now a little trick here that you can do, if you are printing out say an ASCII table, you can basically work out the length of the longest value, which you can see here, and use that information then when you go to print out the ASCII table. Here basically at the end, and we're going to come up to how the max length is actually used. But then depending on whether we're using ASCII or markdown text, it will then call the appropriate function which prints or provides the result that you're looking at. So if we're looking at the ASCII one again, where we are talking about, using that length information to, write a table out, what we're using here then is we can basically, with this sort of format specifier here, these two parts here basically tell us to use the argument in as the length specifier. That means it's going to be left justified, as that the dash is left justified, star means a parameter, and then the value is, contained in that S part there. So this enables us first of all to, have a, make sure that the values in a column all fit in. The other thing to note here will be in order to work out, or in order for the description field to have the correct indent, then basically what we are going to be doing is adding up all these values together and then making sure that we've got, taking into account spaces, etc. And that will become our, or with spaces, becomes our indent value. The wrap text, by the way, what it will simply do is, and again, this is another nice little function that you can think of. If you are going to be doing any scripting or table output sort of stuff, you basically can split a string list into a list of words. You can set a width for the, let's say, the maximum column length, so that what will happen then is if you do hit or this current word when it would be added on is greater than let's say your margin, then basically you can then just, here's my current line, and then we'll start a new line with that particular word there. So basically what you are doing is then converting a whole line of text, basically going bang, 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 bang that way. Once you've printed out that first part of the line there, you're then going to print out each successive line by writing out those spaces plus the wrap text, etc. And at the very end, like I said, you've got the total number of packages being output. As far as the find assignment and the find package name is concerned, I will let you, read that bit of code yourself. There's nothing really special about it, except all I'll say is that it just basically searches for a line that has the particular text that we're looking for, and then, jumps past or jumps ahead to the position where it's going to look for either A, the value, or look inside the parameters to get the package name. So, and if we were to, let's say, go to here, and then basically again, you've got that sort of output there. So if we do now this format, and I can't remember how I specified my parameters anymore. Oh, another thing also, by the way, here, something like this, you can do format space value or format equals value. So we're going to do it that way. So let's go to here and format equals. So if you just do it like that, well, that's your standard output there. You can pipe it out to a file, for instance, and call this one here. We're looking at the unleashed. So let's go to, and that's just how you can look at it that way. The other thing you could do with this, for instance, is to, if you're doing something like that, you might be looking for a particular package. So let's call it grep -I. And you can see here that there are two packages. One is bzip2 and the other is an unzipped one. So through this little utility and as output here, you've got a variety of different things that you can do with it. Not only could you output to screen, but you've got, let's say, with piping and then using grep, you can search for packages, or with the, if you wanted to, redirect the output to a file, then you can then upload that to your GitHub if you were using that for whatever reason. This little script here will be uploaded to GitHub for you to download for your perusal to do what you want with. I'm not saying it's the best code. It is just the first version of the code, and might be even the last version of the code. That's about it. So I hope this was revealing to you. You got something out of it, some little tips and tricks, whether it's for your own scripting or for your Pascal programming in general. Thanks for hanging around with me, and see you. And until next time, happy coding. Bye.